Thank you all for signing up to join us for the 2021 NAMI Walks. We're so excited because we are going to be having it on the Safe Haven campus. We got a lot of new changes. We're entering our 5th year and we're already off to a great start. We have already 53 teams that have signed up, so even more than last year. Very excited about that. Oh, looks like I have one more person coming in. One second. Oh, there's Amy. Okay. All right. All right. So if you don't already know me, I'm Monique Gregoire, and I am the outreach specialist and this year's NAMIWalks team captain. So just last week, we announced that we would be moving to the Safe Haven campus, and we're super excited about it because if you're not familiar with it, Safe Haven is a St. Tammany Parish government initiative that is creating a collaborative healing environment for behavioral health care. There are numerous partners that are all working together to bring community wellness overall. We are actually going to be opening one of the first crisis receiving centers in the state of Louisiana so that people that are dealing with a mental health crisis can get the right resources directly. Instead of having to go through emergency rooms or even worse through law enforcement, they can go directly to where they need it. We're also excited because this is going to be one of the first big events that has happened on this campus since this used to be the Southeast Louisiana Hospital. So we're a little known secret. I guess no one really knows about us. So we want to invite the community to come in and see what all the different organizations that are participating in this campus and all the different partners that are working to forward all the advances in mental health care. So if you have any questions, as we go through, you can type them in the chat box. Erica's on here to help me. But like I said, I'm gonna try to keep it quick. I wanna recognize our national sponsors. They are, through our National NAMI Walks, sponsoring over 120 walks across the country. Our local sponsors, again, we are so grateful for these organizations. They kind of lay the foundation for us to have a successful walk. And it's awesome because they're showing the community that, it's okay not to be okay. And there are people that care about you. And, we couldn't do what we do without all these partners. So things that we're going to go over, we're going to go over what happened last year, what's going to happen this year, fundraising, team building, recognition gifts, resources, and next steps. So I know no one really wants to revisit 2020, but I feel like we kind of have to. So in May of last year, we had our original walk schedule. March came, COVID hit, and everything shut down, everything locked down. We knew at that point we couldn't have an in-person walk like we had in previous years. And we also knew the impact that social isolation was going to have on our community, not only for people that have already lived with some type of mental illness, but for those that are experiencing for the first time. We as humans need each other. We need that social interaction. So NAMI St. Tammany switched our focus and we brought all of our support groups and education programs online. We were one of the first affiliates across the country to bring these support groups online within a week of our stay-at-home order. So once we got our support groups online, we noticed they were continuing to grow. We had, we went from maybe 5 to 7 to 13. Pre-COVID, you always heard us talk about 1 in 5. 1 in 5 people experience a mental health issue every single year. Right now, we're seeing 1 in 3 people are reporting some type of symptoms of anxiety and depression. And a lot of that is due to that social isolation and the uncertainty that the last year has brought. So we tried again. We were like, okay, not a single one of us had any idea that COVID would last this long. So we tried again in October to go ahead and have that in-person event. again, last year was extremely popular. It was our biggest year for hurricanes, and I don't know how long. We got threatened over and over again. And the week of that we were supposed to have our in-person walk, one was coming straight for us. So we had to make a choice. We chose at that time to go virtual. We had people calling us the night before saying, "Hey, y'all still going?" Unfortunately, our neighbors over in Lake Charles, they got hit pretty hard. And we knew for safety reasons that we just couldn't bring people out to the lakefront knowing how the storm surge is. So we went virtual. And we had people that took their families and walked around their neighborhoods. We had church groups that walked around together in their church parking lots. And we also had, one of our newest board members, she took her group and she walked around the Justice Center in downtown Covington. And she shared all of that on social media. She shared that message. So I think now is the time that we're ready to get back together and we're ready to see what happens. 1 second, I see a few more people coming in. All right, so now last year with COVID, we did see a drop in the number of participants. In 2019, we had over 800 walk participants. Last year, we had around 300. So that was a huge drop. But the good thing is we actually raised more than we ever have. We're so thankful to be in a community that supports mental health care and stepped up and saw the need. So many local nonprofits lost so much over the last year. People are experiencing job loss and they don't have that money to contribute to causes that they support. Overall, national fundraising increased by 71%. It went from $95 raised per person to $162. And again, that's because of all the people that are committed to making this difference. Nationally, our NAMIWalks raised 81% of the total funds raised in 2019. And this is really exciting. We raised 116 locally. So that means we saw a 16% increase in the funds raised. And that's because of each and every one of you. We raised a total of $128,445. And, that's just amazing, especially, like I said, at a time that, giving it kind of slowed down in some aspects. And it's mostly because of team captains. Our team captains raised 5 times more than team members, 6 times more than individuals. They actually raised 50% of all the NAMIWalks funds across the board. So the great thing about this is 100% of the funds stayed local. We keep every cent that we raise to support those free support groups, free education programs, the outreach, everything that we do. So everybody wants to know what's coming up. So we're still part of a national movement with 120 walks across the board in 43 states. We're raising funds, we're raising awareness, and we're back in person at Safe Haven. So on Saturday, May 22nd, our national organization is calling this our United Day of Hope. There's 40 other walks that are happening across the country. So we're not only going to be in our community, we're going to be on social media. We're all going to be connected across the country, and we're going to sharing that message of hope. I'm sure all of you know this, but we walk to promote mental health awareness, reduce stigma, raise funds, and build community. One of my favorite stories from one of our facilitators is she talks about how, she would go and walk with a friend and she was having, some issues. So she started going to family support group. When she showed up, there was her friend that walked with her every single day. And you don't know because, people are not always forthcoming. But this event allows us to stand by one another and say, look, I'm here to support you no matter what's going on. We can talk about anything. There is help and there is hope. So fundraising comes down to one word. You want to make sure you're asking. Ask your neighbor, ask your coworker. Every single donation counts, whether it's $5 or $250. It all adds up to make a difference. Most important thing, Register, it's completely free. Make a self-donation, showing people that you support the cause that you're asking them to support makes all the difference. It makes that personal connection. So even if it's, $5, you're showing that you're supporting that cause as well. Invite others. Ask family and friends to walk with you. I have my 6 and my 11-year-old registered, and every day they're asking me, how many more days till the NAMIWalks? How many more days? Are we ready? When's the bounce house coming? Every single day. So make sure you're asking everybody. Customize your page and share your story. Again, this connects you. Tell people why you're walking, whether you have your own personal experience, that of a loved one, or just something that you were seeing personally in the community. My husband's a high school teacher. There are lots of things that he sees that we talk about that, is not really out in the open. Share with why you're walking. Tell people the difference that it's going to make. Choose the tool that works best for you, whether it's social media, whether it's email, whether it's phone calls, in person. I have one NAMIWalks participant that every year he comes to me and he's got a letter that he sends out. And he includes an envelope with return postage. So all the people have to do is drop in a check and mail it right back to us. And he has successfully been one of our top fundraisers for the last 5 years. He's been in probably the top 10. So get connected. Social media. We are living in that world. Learn how to, copy and paste your link and share your story on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever one you do. And then decide if you want to join us or if you want to do something on your own. It's completely up to you. Again, register. It's completely free. Go to www.namiwalks.org/St. Tammany and make a self-donation. So Steve here, I know we all can't be like Steve, but you can see that Steve is his own top donor. He has personally donated $620 to his walk team. But if you look, he's raised $1,400. He is showing that, hey, I'm supporting this. I would like you to help me support this. And it's been a lot easier for him. Now, Steve is with North Lake Mandeville Rotary Club. They have been one of our strongest supporters from the beginning. And he knows how it's done. You can see all his little badges there. But make a self-donation, no matter what it is. Be sure to invite others by sharing your link. You can go to your team page link and just share that. People can join. They can support your team, or they can support an individual on your team, whatever they want. Now, something that I think kind of gets confusing is someone will say, okay, someone will give me their donation and say, hey, put that toward my team. Well, if you put it toward yourself, it'll count towards yourself, but it also counts towards your team. So all of these, if you look, Tom and Susan and Seamus, all of those donations add up to that team's total. So you'll still personally get credit for it. You'll see why that's important later on. But your team also gets credit for it. Whatever you decide to do on Walk Day, make sure you share it with us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I love seeing what different people are doing. So even if you're with us on the Safe Haven campus, take pictures, share it on social media, and make sure you tag us. Mental Health for All, Not Alone, and NAMI St. Tammany. That way we're able to, show what the NAMIWalks event is all about. One of the most, powerful things is our first year out the lakefront. People were showing up because they're like, hey, I saw the people walking along the lakefront. It's a huge impact that we're having on the on the community. People are wondering what's going on. Now, if you choose, you can still walk virtually. You can register and fundraise, but on event day, choose the activity that you're comfortable with doing. And again, share it with us. We want to know about it. Now, I think this is the part that everybody's really, really interested in. So Saturday, May 22nd, we're going to be on the Safe Haven campus. Check-in begins at 8 a.m. So check-in is you're going to come in. If you've earned a t-shirt, you can grab your t-shirt. You can check out some of our sponsors, meet with them, get together, take pictures with your team. You can do all kinds of different activities before the start. Walk begins at 9 a.m. This is a family and pet-friendly event, so we'd love to see your four-legged friends as well. Families, my kids. I'm going to have both my kids. I actually had a volunteer ask the other day, hey, can we bring kids? Absolutely. We want that. Bayou Yoga is actually going to be doing a warm-up session at 8:30 a.m. If you haven't already heard, we're doing a team t-shirt contest, and I'll get to that in a second, but we're going to announce the winner at 8:45. Opening ceremony at 8:50. We like to keep it short and sweet. So again, walk begins at 9 a.m. We are going to have some community leaders that are going to be speaking at our opening ceremony that have supported us across the board with everything that we have done, and we're very thankful for that. We're going to have photo booths set up so you can take a selfie, share again, make sure you tag us. We're going to have St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office is going to be bringing out their snowball truck. And I'm hearing that they're going to be bringing out some tactical vehicles. So if you have small kids, I'm sure they'll be super excited to see that. It's the Jump Off is going to be doing a bounce house for us. And of course, we're going to have music. So if you're not familiar with the Safe Haven campus, this is kind of a map of it. We're going to start as soon as you come in off of 190. There is a security shack right there on the right. We're going to start right after that, and we're going to make our way all the way around the outskirts of campus. We will have water stations along the way, and we're also going to have out chairs. So if anyone needs to stop and take a rest, you can do that. Now, as you're walking around campus, I want to make sure that if you're not familiar with it, take a look and see what's around. We have Louisiana Children's Methodist Home. We have Florida Parishes Human Services Authority. Family Promise is going to be starting. They're going to have their day center here as well. So a lot of people don't realize it. They come to the closet and they don't realize how big the campus is, but there's a lot to see. And there's a lot of different organizations, like I said, that are all coming together. So our team t-shirt contest. Here's a picture, Cheryl Berman Beaver. Her team is always slow but steady, and she does her hot pink so she can see everybody and she likes it. So I used her as an example, but every year we have certain teams that like to make t-shirts. And we were like, you know what? Let's support that. We love seeing all the different ideas. So we want you to submit your t-shirt designs to walks@NAMIWalksSt.org by May 14th. And we're going to take a vote on it. We're going to take a blind vote. We're not going to know who it is. And the winning team is going to be able to lead the event. So when we count off 3, 2, 1, they're going to be front and center as we walk around this beautiful campus. So the fundraising gifts, we have different levels. So I'll go into each one a little bit. The t-shirt is always everybody's favorite. This is if you raise $100 or more. If an individual raises $100 or more, they will have an exclusive NAMIWalks t-shirt. We get a lot of questions. If one person raises $1,000, you don't get 10 t-shirts. If one team raises $1,000, it doesn't automatically. So it's one person, $100 or more gets a t-shirt. Now, if you raise $250 or more, you have different prize levels. So at $250, you have one of these options. The water bottle is fantastic. At $500, you have a beach blanket or a baseball shirt. At $1,000, you have the chair and the polo. Now the chair again is fantastic, and I want y'all to point out that the little pocket on the side is insulated, so you can keep cold drinks in there. $1,500, we have a hoodie and an ice chest with speakers, so that'll be ready to go when Mardi Gras returns next year. $2,000 is the weekender bag and another jacket, heavier jacket. So if you raise $100, you automatically get a t-shirt. If you raise $250 or above, you choose from one of those prize levels. You have up to about 3 weeks after the walk event to continue raising your funds. And basically you're going to get a code in your email that is going to allow you to choose one of these items, and they'll ship it directly to your home or whatever address that you registered with. It usually takes a couple of weeks, probably about 6 weeks after. If you do not see it within 30 days, if you do not get that email and you know you raised that much, please reach out to me and let me know, so that way we can get it taken care of. So some of the tools and resources that we have: social media images and filters. You can actually go on Facebook and find the Facebook frame for NAMIWalks. Just search it and add it to your Facebook frame. And then we have a couple of other images. These kind of help whenever you're sharing, you're asking people to donate. They kind of help draw attention to it. And it's got all the details. It's got the United Day of Hope and it's got the day. So if you're interested, just reach out to me. We're also creating these customized team flyers. I'm going to use Living Hope Ministries as an example here. And what we're doing is we're putting your logo at the top or your team name, and then the link is custom directly to your team. So if you send it out via email and it's PDF, people can click on it and they can join your team or they can support. If there's anyone on this call that needs one, again, you can type it in the chat or you can email me and I will definitely get one over to you. It doesn't take but a few minutes to do. So again, there's some more social media images. If you decide that you want to do NAMI Walks your way, here's a couple of different options that you can do and how to share. If you want to share your story, this is a quick little one pager that tells you, how to keep it short and sweet, how to tell your story, and how to have that impact. And then the participant guidebook. This again goes through fundraising your way, how to fundraise, that fantastic little graphic that I used earlier. Expectation for Walk Day and more tools and resources that you can use to help expand your team or raise funds. So next up, if you haven't already, register your walk team. Invite past members. This is something most people don't think about, but if you had a team before, look at it and go, okay, who did I ask before? Hey, you want to join me? We're going to be back in person. It's an easy ask. A lot of times they want to go ahead and do it, especially if they've been to one of our in-person events. Ask everyone you know to join or support your team. Again, every single dollar matters, and it helps to support the thousands of individuals that we're able to provide support, resources, and guidance to every single year. Email family, friends, ask them to make donations. Again, ask, make sure to be a NAMIWalks ambassador. And last, join us. We want you there. We want to be in person. We want to share the Safe Haven campus with you guys.